In this session we will see how to use component selector. So component selector in a TypeScript file, so let's go to a TypeScript file of a logo component. So inside the logo component, within the iterate annotation, we are using selector attribute and giving some name, and this selector is used in a HTML template. So here you can see app logo. So if you are using with the anchor with the element, it's a element selector. So we can call this as element selector. Okay. So the same component, if I want to use in a different way, see a different selector called class selector. So go to the logo component.ts. So instead of app hyphen logo, I'm going to put dot. I'm going to put as dot. So dot represents class. Dot represents class. So what we'll do, in the header component, you are seeing that there is no element called app logo. So what we are going to do now, so let me comment this. So here I want to create a div element, and here inside this div I'm going to use class as app hyphen logo. So this class, we are saying okay, I need a logo component. So this is a class selector. Okay, so save this. So see, now in a footer component we are getting an error, because if the selector is representing class, we should always use the class as the attribute. So go to the footer.html. Here also we need to remove this and apply the class dot app, sorry, class app hyphen logo. Now let's go and see the output. You can see logo component is working. So to make it as a logo, what we will do, we'll simply go to the logo component. In the logo component.html, let me remove this. I'm going to use bootstrap image, and here on the left side you will see assets folder. So inside assets folder you can drag and drop the assets. Let's say I have different images. If I go to pictures, you can drag and drop the images inside the assets. So since I have my logo, I'm going to copy this, say dot dot slash to get the assets folder. So inside assets folder I need vs master logo. Now let's see if the logo is updated or not. Yes. So maybe I'll just update the height and width. Okay. All right. So this is how. Now let's use another one called attribute selector. So attribute you can put in square brackets. So what I'm going to do, inside the square brackets I'm going to give app hyphen logo. So within the component where you are going to use, instead of class you are going to say it's a attribute, right? So what is the attribute name? The attribute name is app hyphen logo. So copy this, update the same thing in the footer component. Okay, let's go and see. Yes, footer component is header and footer is still working. So this is an attribute, right? Within the element, if you are mentioning like a value, it's an attribute selector. For the attribute selector, within the component TypeScript file, we need to mention it in the square brackets. So this is how we can use selector. So one way is using the class selector, the other way is using the attribute selector, and the other one is element selector. In most of the cases we are going to use element selector like this.